Story 1. Communication and determination. People grow so quickly during these years, and it's rare that they grow in a parallel fashion. It's important to communicate about everything and to discuss issues until you come to a satisfactory resolution. I find a lack of communication and openness to be the foremost flaw in most young couples. Determination is key because you're not going to be able to stand being in close proximity to any single human ever, let alone the love of your life, if you don't consciously make the choice to stand by them through anything and love them and their flaws. Lasting love is a choice, a conscious and continuous commitment. It does not happen by accident, especially not in such turbulent and defining years of one's youth. Story 2. We met at 20, married less than a year later. This year will be 38 for us. I don't think there's any one answer other than be together and do stuff together. This breaks down to, whenever possible, eat dinner and meals together, go to bed and get up at the same time, and go do things together. My only caveat is this: do as much of it naked. Story 3. We met at 21, now early 30s. If you both decide you're going to put effort in and be the best person you can be for your partner, even if you're not perfect, that makes for a very strong relationship. If one or both partners is kind of coasting along and indifferent about it, it won't last, or it'll turn into a bad, lifeless relationship, or worse, a lifeless marriage. Story 4. Met my wife at 23. She was 21. We will be 10 years together next year. To be honest, it's a mindset. If you genuinely love and care for each other, you can get through any argument or disagreement. You just need to be stubbornly committed to the relationship. You have to have the mindset that no matter what, you're not leaving. Even if you have to take a few hours apart, commit to coming back. No matter what, if you have that much stubborn dedication to sticking around, your relationship will work itself out. Sounds really easy. It isn't. Story 5. We met very young, 23 years old male, 18 years old female, and we just had our 23rd wedding anniversary. I'm telling you and every person who reads this what the key to a long, happy marriage is: 2 televisions. Story 6. I'm 64 now. Met my wife at age 16, married her at 21, still together, still in love. With me, it was her that kept us together as I ran amok in my youth. I can take little or no credit except for eventually growing up a bit. I owe her a lot. Marry the right woman. Big help. Huh? Story 7. We met just before I started law school. I told her law school came first and she came second, and she had to be okay with that. By some miracle, she stayed with me throughout the first year of law school and all of law school. By the end of the first year, I realized the toll law school and my life choices were having on her. I was 1 out of 488 in class rank by the end of the first year. So, I had a choice to make: a big law career or my relationship. I chose my relationship, and I don't regret it. She stuck with me when I graduated law school in one of the most difficult job markets and as I established my law practice. My father said that struggle is what binds 2 people together: soldiers in the trenches of life, partners in arms. Japanese sword makers used to say, "The strongest blades are forged in the hottest fire." We now know that's true because tungsten adds strength to the alloy but has an extremely high melting point. A quote on Pinterest says, "A diamond is just a piece of coal that handled stress exceptionally well." And who can argue with philosophers on Pinterest? Story 8. For us, it has definitely been a journey. I met her at 18 on the first day of college. We started dating when we were 20. Throughout the times, the key factors for us still being together are love, commitment, treasuring each other, taking care of each other, and a lot of communication. When I mention communication, it doesn't mean texting 24/7, but actually being able to express what you feel and what you think is not going very well. You need to do this before you get into a kind of negative spiral of thought. To anticipate these feelings, you first need to know yourself and fully understand how you function. For us, that meant doing a fair amount of self-reflection, meditation, and even individual counseling. We went through good and bad periods. We were in a long-distance relationship for half a year due to professional reasons, but communication and love always kept us united. Today, we are living together and very happy. Story 9. We're coming up on 10 years soon. constantly working on communication, not expecting the other person to stay the same. You want them to grow and get better over time, being positive influences on each other's lives. Cheerleader, yes, but also helping each other be healthy day to day and not go for the easy, unhealthy food too often. Learning when you need to say something and when you don't. Realizing how much work you actually put in around the house. This goes both ways. The old trope is that men are always lagging, but that's not always the case, as well as in the relationship. Are you the one that's planning all the dates and time together? Or are you equally sharing the mental workload of finding things to do together to keep it interesting? Working on your own life and happiness, as you are still an individual even in a deeply committed relationship. Sex is really important to get right if that's important to you, and not everyone cares about the quantity or quality of sex enough to talk about it and make it better. Don't let libido level differences ruin an otherwise great relationship before you talk it through. My partner had a lot of pain during sex early on. I'm above average and had basically just given up on it being pleasurable for her. But after a lot of communication before, during, and after sex, we know how to hit each other's spots during the act, have tried some toys and kept a couple of good ones around, found better condoms that work for both of us, and are still working through lubes to find the one, since coconut oil doesn't work well with latex. She still has some pain sometimes, but those days we compromise and find something that both of us can enjoy. Also, I had sort of jokingly asked her after a couple of times getting together whether she ever had faked it with me or in the past, and she said no, so we basically decided that wouldn't be a thing in our relationship, as I wanted to make sure to learn how to really get her off when she's in the mood, and neither of us feel pressure to try and force something just to check that box when she's not. Story 10. Keep your identity. Focus on yourself first. Do not rely on the other person to give you a sense of purpose. Put in the work to settle reasonable incompatibilities. Communicate openly and honestly, regardless of whether it hurts initially. Respect them and do not take them for granted. Admit your mistakes and strive to better yourself. Sometimes, accept that incompatibilities may appear and may be deal-breaking. Story 11. A lot of people will tell you the key to a good marriage is to give your spouse space, alone time, and time with friends. But I find that many of those people end up divorced. It's all about why you are going into the marriage. Are you just marrying them because you really like them and feel like that's typically the next step? Or are you marrying them because you truly feel like you have met your soulmate and want to share your life with this person and grow together? Growth is important here because if you really are in it until death do you part, you have to realize that people don't stay the same. When I met my wife, it was like hitting a brick wall. I had no intention of seeing anyone at the time, but we clicked so automatically, it's like we melted into each other. This woman is my best friend. Sure, we could do things without each other, but we don't want to. No one is forcing you to do anything together. But do you want to? You should want to share all of the good and the bad with your spouse. I could hang out with my friends and family without her and vice versa. But we don't want to. We feel like there aren't enough hours in the day for each other as it is. We have been through a lot in the span of our relationship and marriage. We have changed a lot, but we have communicated the whole way. You will have issues. You will fight. It's inevitable. Learn how to fight. Everyone has a different love language, a different anger language, and a different apology language. Learn your spouses and teach them yours. Really listen to them and improve in any ways you can. If either of you is upset about something, talk through it and see where there is room for improvement. Don't brush it off. It is also handy to know that most women, not all, may be angry at you for something that seems small or benign. This is probably not why they are actually angry at you. If your wife blows up out of nowhere for something small, there is probably something much more important that they have been sitting on that you need to address. Talk to them and figure out what that is. If it ends up not being something you did, something else in their life is probably bothering them. Be there for them and do not take it personally. Don't make it about you if it's not. Trust me, this is a really good tip. Support them and trust them. Know when to pick your battles. This will be much more apparent and easier as you age together. Get rid of any insecurities you may have about them leaving you, cheating on you, or not wanting you. This could legitimately end a relationship. This has personally caused a lot of grief in my relationship. I had many things to get over mentally, but my wife helped me with that. Do not be upset if they don't want to have sex every time you do. A lot of women's sex drives are dependent on their mental state. So if they are sad, angry, stressed, or insecure about something, it hinders their ability to be in the mood. If they are not wanting to have sex much more than usual, they probably need help with something that may be bothering them in their life. Support them. Be there for them. Do not take it personally. Could hurt your ego. Also an issue I've had to work on. Ask them if it is you. If it is, trust me, they will tell you. If it's not, handle it yourself and move on. A lot of times they are just insecure about their body. You should be able to know the difference between whether your spouse is sad or cheating. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't even think about cheating. Do not give yourself the entitlement of checking out or flirting with others. If you can't grow up and be a faithful person, don't be in a relationship. You should respect your spouse just as much, if not more, when they are not around. So, all in all, don't just marry the person you're head over heels for because it seems right. You have to really feel that this person is your soulmate. It should be obvious that they feel the same way about the relationship as you do. Realize that once you are married, you are a team. If you're not okay with that, don't get married. It's okay if you don't. I never even thought I'd want to get married before. But after meeting my wife, there is nothing I wanted to do more. I just want to give her the world. There is nothing I wouldn't do for her. She lifts me up and enables me to be the best form of myself that I didn't even know existed. Good luck and be patient. Story 12. We met as teenagers, 17 and 15. We got together officially in college at 21 and 19. We've been happily married with no hiccups for 16 years this May. The key is trust, but not trust that they won't do me wrong or trust them to do whatever and I do whatever, but rather trust that the other person is always acting in such a way to increase your happiness, and you're always acting in such a way to increase their happiness. This can go out of balance for short periods of time, like when there's depression, post-baby challenges, or hard times at work, but you both have to work back towards equilibrium. Also, it helps if you actually respect the person you're married to and find them endlessly fascinating and helpful. Story 13. Communication is key. Sometimes the communication takes the form of an argument. You are going to fight, you are going to bicker, but you are going to get over it if you are both committed to staying together. Even the biggest fight we ever had, we survived. We had to see a marriage counselor to help us out, but we got through it. Do not be afraid to seek therapy together, because sometimes you are going to need someone to help you with conflict resolution. Living with someone long-term is work, effort, patience, and a realization that love changes over time. At first, you are infatuated with each other, then it changes to something deeper, but with less passion. It is worth it though. We have been a couple for 33 years, married for almost 25. We have shared memories of 3 decades of history together. It is a comfort. Story 14. Our first date was her 21st birthday. I was 23. We're in our 33rd year now and have never been happier. We've gone through a lot together: depression, the death of a child, and other tragedies. But we've stuck together and come out better. Main keys: listen to her. She'll want to talk at the end of the day. Make eye contact and take an interest even when you could not care less. Communication: be honest. Date her. We have date night weekly. Have fun in bed. Laugh. Story 15. Early 20s? Step up, young blood. I met my wife at 15, married her 7 years ago, and we're 30 now. The first thing you have to do is be considerate. She ate one of your fries after saying she wanted none, so you didn't buy her any? Go back to the counter and buy her some fries. Next time, don't make that rookie mistake. Then take a bite out of her burger for a little fun. The second thing is to ignore her negative talk. When she is downing herself, you need to say, "Baby, I'm not listening to a word about your misshapen middle toe, because your feet are the last thing I notice when that smile is so bright." The third thing is to give her attention. Take some time out of your day, it doesn't need to be every day, and give her a shoulder rub. Include her back too. Be firm and gentle, and use the tips of your fingers to give her neck a good massage. Women and humans in general carry a lot of stress in their necks, especially when they've worn their hair in a tight bun all day because of dress codes. Number 4, repeat steps 1 through 3. Number 5, make her fall in love with Brian McKnight. Number 6, fib a little. When she's sitting on the couch unwinding after a stressful day, snuggle her and let her relax on you, regardless of the current state of your physique. Number 7, be playful. Challenge her to a wrestling match when she's cooking and take over the duties once you've made her tap out. As a bonus, be playful during wrestling because once she's really comfortable with you, she won't hesitate to tease you as well. Number 8, most importantly, be real. Be vulnerable. Scary, and it's not easy. I've been with this woman for 15 years and I'm still nervous at times to cry in front of her. She never judges me for it, though, like when I get emotional during the ending of a certain movie. I just wanted you to know. I consider you my friend. Emotional moments, indeed.